Free. Hi, Omar. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, nice. I'm very happy to meet you again. This is the second session. I really hope that we met great yesterday, for another session, but for some circumstances, I was really exhausted. Great. Because you know how many classes I teach as a teacher at school? Can you
Mm,
guess?
Three?
My gosh, three. 12 classes. I teach 12 classes at school, around 450 students. My gosh, I teach all the college, students in middle school, right? Everyone who is there, right, is my student, right? Okay, so, right, how hard it is, to deal with the little kids, right? Some are crazy, some are reasonable, some are hungry, some are so each one has a certain condition. Well, Omar, can you remind me of what we talked about last time?
Uh, think robotics.
Oh, yeah, we talked about robotics. Great. For today, you have the choice. Would you like to work on writing, as I did with Ryan before, or would you like to deal with grammar?
I don't know.
Well, I'd prefer to deal with grammar because the grammar lesson that we're going today to deal with today is going to help us, with the writing session that we'll be having. Great, next class. Next class we'll have a writing activity. Great. We're going to learn first of all how to write a short paragraph in English because there is a methodology for this. Maybe one day you talk to me, great, you say that you're good at writing and so on, but we need to learn, we need to know, right? We have to know that there is a certain methodology for writing, right? I can't write what, the way I want, right? So for today, this lesson is going to help us, right, with the next class. But before that, I would like to, ask you more about your day. How did you spend your day? Was there
Mm,
something special, or it's been
No,
a boring day?
no anything special, just
Nothing
normal
special. You
day.
just go to school, come back. Do you have a lot of friends at school?
Yeah,
Do you play right in the break time?
yeah,
What kind of games do you play? Running, chasing each
yeah.
other, or just hanging right around in this
No,
square?
just hanging out.
Oh,
And
great. Until you hear the bell, great, or maybe the admin, great, asking you to go. Yeah, and that's it. The time is over for the break, great. Go back to class, great. Okay, what did you study today in class?
no, today we don't have school.
Oh, you don't have class, great. Ah, so you must be in a private school.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, for private schools, they have 2 days off, maybe, great. Today and tomorrow, no class. You're so
Mm.
lucky. We do study great in the morning, great, actually. I feel really tired. I wish I didn't have class, let's see, on Saturday, so that I will have maybe some time to travel and visit my parents, my dad and my mom too, great. Why not? Great. Well, so it's weekend. What do you do? Do you have some homework, a lot of homework to do?
We have a lot of exams next week.
Oh, yeah, the exams, the quizzes are coming. Right. Yeah, did you started taking any quiz before?
Quiz. Yeah, we took two.
Oh, did you
Math?
take the English one?
No.
So what kind of subjects, yeah, do you take their quiz?
Uh, think
French, science and geography?
no, we took math and physics.
Math and physics, my gosh, right? These are the science subjects, right? If you want to be an engineer, or maybe a pilot, maybe something like that, you got to be careful about mathematics and physics, right? You got to get to score high as possible. All right. So I hope so how are the quizzes, Gray? A little bit easy busy, or
Medium.
yeah, right. So, right. Okay, some questions are easy, some are difficult. Great. So, that's it. Great. In order to avoid troubles, great, especially with your exams and so on, you need to start a little bit earlier, right? Not waiting until the day the teacher says, okay, tomorrow you will have an exam, or maybe after tomorrow you will have a test. So it's going to be difficult for you to learn a lot of things, guys, because you will have a lot of lessons to deal with. Well, for today, we'll start a very simple lesson. Well, let me ask you again. What is your favorite hobby? What do you like to do? It's the weekend. What do you like to do mostly?
Game, play,
What is that?
play,
Uh-huh. What do you like to play?
anything. Games, football.
Okay, I like to play games. Nice, very good. Well, how about watching TV, Grace? Is there anything
Yeah,
else that you like to do apart from
yeah, yeah.
gaming?
I watch TV.
Oh, right, nice, very good. So let's say I watch TV and I play games. All right. Next to the last one, great. Okay, so why do you like playing games?
Uh, I just like it.
Okay, well, what is your favorite video game?
Uh, I don't have a favorite video game at
There
the
is nothing
moment.
special. I would like to know about the kind of video games do you play. Are you
Uh,
someone who plays Roblox, Minecraft, or someone who plays Fortnite, Free Fire?
I, I play sometimes Minecraft and shooting games, and
Okay.
I sometimes play other games like related to PC and building.
Nice, great, good, great. Okay, so are you someone who likes to develop games?
Yeah, yeah.
Really great. Oh, where do you play? Where do you develop games? Where?
In uh, I'm learning C++ for Unreal, and I develop some games in Roblox. I just started.
Roblox, great. Do you need to learn C++ programming language in order to develop games in Roblox Studio?
Yeah.
But it's not necessary.
No, I mean you can just get some free assets from the store, but
Oh, yeah. You can get
yeah,
some free assets and so on, right?
yeah,
Maybe if you got some Robux, right?
yeah,
You
but
need to get to have some Robux in order to,
yeah, but if even if you do, the experience will be bad without adding a little of your code and stuff.
I understand actually. Yeah, so great. Yeah, if you want to professional work, something really more interesting, right? You need to pay, right? Okay. The Robux or real money. Do you pay by Robux, or you have
No, I
maybe
don't
to
pay.
submit?
I don't pay.
You don't pay at all. So
I make
so you use just free staff.
I make the assets by myself.
You make the assets by yourself. Nice, great. Okay, so you never thought about buying a real assets developed by professionals and so on. Great. No,
I
right.
mean,
Okay, so no way, great. It's better to develop to do things by yourself
I
instead of
mean,
spending money or Robux
I also,
on such things.
I also learned how to make 3D models, so it's
Oh,
easy.
great. You learned modeling too?
Yeah, in Blender.
Oh, do you use Blender?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, right. That's really interesting. I have one of my kids, right? He is 12 years, 13 years now, right? How old are you right now?
13.
13. Okay. He is 13 too, right? Maybe, great. I can get to know, maybe I can gather all of you, great, one day together. Right. He has met Ryan before, right, in a group class, right? Maybe I can think about this idea. It's going to be good because I have students from Saudi Arabia, some students from Canada, some from, France. Maybe if there is a possibility to have a free class the weekend one day, it's gonna be a good idea, right? To get to know about Saudi Arabia, to know about Canada, to know about France, right? It's gonna be good. So I said, great. My kid, who is 13 years old too, he is really great, good at modeling. Great, he develops some models great on the Blender, and I really like that. Great, okay. His dream is to become, say, the software engineer, a game
Yeah, so
developer, something
yeah, me
like
too.
that. What is
Yeah,
your
me
dream
too.
like?
Yeah, me too. Same
Oh,
thing.
the same, right? Do you know what's the pathway in order to become a game developer
Yeah,
or a software
yeah,
engineer?
yeah.
Do you know where should you go, right? Because you're studying now in middle school. Next, do you know where should you go next?
I don't know.
All right.
If I get
Is it second year middle school or third year?
right now, I'm in second year middle
In
school.
the second year, Temna Kangol. All right. You're in the second year. Next year is going to be the last year for you in the middle school. Then you're going to move to a high school. So it seems to me that you are a science student. You are a science student, not a literature student.
Yeah.
Oh, and أدبي هل أنا
Yeah,
أدبي
yeah.
huh? Someone who just likes languages, likes talking, likes discussing, right? Philosophy, Islamic education, languages. That's literature. Science, it means you're good. You are into maths, into physics, into developing something, computers, great, and so on, right? But me too. I like really technology. I'm a fan of tech, right? And of such things and so on. And they use a lot of applications like Adobe applications. I use Camtasia. I use right, Sony Vegas, After Effects, right, and all fireworks in design. I use all this stuff in order to develop some maybe learning materials or applications for my students. And they have already developed just like three or four applications for students. Well, now, you told me that you watch TV and you play games, and you didn't answer, yeah, my questions. Why do you play games?
Uh, just for fun.
All right, I play games in order to, it means so as to, right? In order to have, some fun, right? Or to relax, right? To have some fun, right? Good job, great. Here, right, Omar, we have three sentences. Each sentence is different from the other one. Let us study the first one. I like to play games. How many ideas do we have here in the sentence?
Um,
We just have one thought. We say one idea or one thought. Where is the subject in the sentence here?
I
I. This is the person who, the doer, the person who does the action, right? And where is the verb?
like.
Yeah, very good. We got like. And of course, this is the completion of the sentence, right? Well, so a sentence, right, in English, that expresses one thought, une phrase qui exprime une seule idée, right? It may have one subject and it may have two subjects, right? Or it may say, I like to play games, or me and my brother like to play games. It's all the same idea, right? Okay. So this kind of sentence is called simple sentence, right? It's a very simple one, right? Okay. So let's erase this, right, and call it simple sentence, right? This is number one. All right. We are now trying to discover the type of sentences that we have in English. Simple sentence, right? All right. Do you have any little brother?
No.
Any little
Um.
sister?
No.
No, you're just the only one in the family. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have my kid here, right? He's coming. He likes English too, right? Right? He's so curious about English. And he speaks English very well, by the way, right? He likes Roblox, he likes Universe, right, and so on. Fulton, all that stuff and so on, right? And his English is really amazing, right? Yes, because he started learning English at the age of 3, right? At the age of 4, he speaks English. Yeah. Now, so number 2, right? I watch TV and I play games. How many ideas do we have there?
True.
Oh, we got two complete ideas, right? I watch TV. This is a complete idea. We also call it an independent clause. Independent clause, right? It means a sentence that expresses the meaning by itself. It doesn't need anything else. It stands by itself, right? It makes sense by itself. Very good. So we got two sentences. It means two ideas here, right? This and how many subjects have you got here in the whole sentence? We got two. We got here I, and then we have another I right here. So it's two. And how many verbs?
Two.
Where is the verb in the first sentence?
Watch.
And the second one?
Play.
Play. Very nice. Good. So this sentence are combined by a word. What is that word?
And.
They are joined by the word and. This and is called a conjunction. And basically, it's a coordinator. Coordinator is a word that we use to combine two independent clauses or independent sentences or two simple sentences, right? Yes. All right. This sentence, great Omar, is called compound sentence. Voilà, elle s'appelle une phrase اللي هي compound مركبة في اللغة العربية جملة مركبة هذه جملة بسيطة جملة مركبة وسي compound sentence compound right let's make it to just S right it means sentence the last one three I play games in order to have some fun okay so where is the first sentence here or
I play
sentences
games.
do we have by the way how many sentences
One.
What is that?
I play games in order to have some fun.
Okay, so where is maybe until what do we have a meaning, right? The meaning is a little bit complete, right? Yes. If we say I play games, is the sentence complete or incomplete?
Complete.
I think it's complete. Yeah, I play games. It makes sense, right? Okay, we have an idea here, right? Okay, so that's a simple sentence again, right? Okay, that is what did we call it? We call it an independent sentence or an independent clause. جملة مستقلة ما محتاجة شي حاجة أخرى باش pour le sens right يكون كامل. Now, in order to have some fun, is this a complete sentence if I tell you, hi Omar, in order to have some fun?
Oh.
Hi Omar, because I like it very much. So what? It doesn't make sense by itself. So this sentence is not independent, right? ما مستقلاش. It is dependent, right? That's a dependent clause, okay? And that's why when you have a combination of an independent clause together with a dependent clause, that makes what we call a complex sentence. What is the word that we use it here in order to make this complex sentence? In order to, right? What does it express in order to? So as to, in order to.
Yeah. I don't know to explain.
Why do you do that? In order to. Reason or purpose, right? Okay, it expresses a reason or purpose. This is what we call a complex sentence. Remember that, right? A complex sentence. جملة شوية مستوى. It's an advanced sentence, by the way, sentence structure. Compound. Oh my God, complex we say. Complex sentence, right? Complex sentence. Here we go. Complex sentence, it means جملة كاملة, independent, plus incomplete sentence or a dependent sentence, right? And we use in order to or many other words, right, like that, which is called the subordinator. That word that we use to join these both sentences is called, or both clauses is called subordinator, in order to join an independent clause together with a dependent clause. We're going to move right now to practice. Practice, as they say, makes perfect, right? So that we can understand the meaning. But before that, I have an idea. We're going to listen to the summary from a different teacher or a different presentation. And then we're going after that. You will understand the lesson very well. and we'll do some practice. At the end, I'm gonna assign you some homework, right? If we didn't manage, if you have time to do that, right? Because I know that you have lots of exams these days. Well, the first one, the first video, right, Omar, has to do with independent. What is independent clause? What is dependent clause, right? And we're going to, have a clear idea about these two things together, right? There we go. Okay, you listen, right? If you can't hear, let me know so that I can check the audio.
Sam went to the park.
Sorry, great. Let's start from the very beginning.
Independent clause. An independent clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. This type of clause makes sense on its own as a sentence. For example, Jane ate pasta. The subject in this sentence is Jane, and the verb is ate. Another example is, Sam went to the park. The subject in this sentence is Sam, and the verb is went. As we can see from these examples, they make sense on their own, and they convey a complete thought. Dependent clause. A dependent clause is also a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. However, a dependent clause doesn't make sense on its own as a sentence. For example, because she was hungry. As we can see from this example, there's a subject and a verb. However, the clause doesn't make sense on its own, as it doesn't convey a complete thought. Therefore, we can combine the independent clause and dependent clause, like this. Jane ate pasta because she was hungry. As we can see here, the dependent clause depends on the independent clause to make sense. Another example is, after he finished. Again, this clause doesn't make sense as it doesn't convey a complete thought. Therefore, we can combine it with an independent clause like this. Sam went to the park after he finished school. We can also identify dependent clauses by looking for a subordinating conjunction. A subordinating conjunction introduces a dependent clause. There are many types of subordinating conjunctions, such as after, although, before, because, etc. Now, test your knowledge by identifying whether each of the following is an independent clause or a dependent clause. You can pause the video here.
Okay, great. Let's move on, great, to this quiz if you're here, great, Omar. Okay,
Yeah.
we got to determine here. Hello, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now we have now to decide whether the sentence that we have here is the clause, whether it is independent or dependent clause. Number one, right? Can you read the sentence and then you decide? Tell me, is it independent or dependent?
I have an English exam tomorrow.
So what do you think? Is it independent or dependent clause?
I think it's dependent.
What is it?
Dependent.
What does it mean dependent? Dependent, it means the meaning is not complete. Okay? Independence يعني جملة مستقلة. It's the opposite,
okay.
right? Okay?
Oh, independent.
Independent. Great. Number two.
Before I went to school. Dependent.
Dependence. Great. Doesn't make sense by itself. Three.
When I lived in London. Dependent.
Dependence. Very good. Four.
The books are on the shelf. The independent.
Independence. Great. The meaning is complete. Very nice. Good. Number 5.
Because she exercises every day. Dependence.
Dependence. Great. Yeah, the meaning is not complete. Very good. Yes.
So you have time to think about your answers.
Okay. That's it. Great. All the answers are correct. Very good. Yes. Okay, I think the meaning is quite clear. Right. Let's move right now to the next video. Right. It has to do with the type of sentences as I have explained. Right. غتقارن الشروحات اللي عطى الأستاذ دابا هنايا مع الشروحات ديالي اللي que vous avez déjà pris, right, from my explanation. Right. Excuse me. Great. So I'm going to switch to the other, right, to the other video. Great. Here we go.
Sentence and clause. A sentence is a set of words that is complete in itself and generally contains a subject and a main verb. A sentence also contains the correct punctuation. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. Independent clause is a type of clause that makes sense on its own as a sentence. Subordinate clause doesn't make sense on its own as a sentence and is often referred to as dependent clause.
Okay, good. Yeah, we say dependent clause. Another name, which is also subordinate clause, right?
Relative clause provides extra information about a noun. It is a type of dependent clause. Simple sentence. Simple sentences contain one independent clause. It contains a subject and a verb. For example, she brushes her teeth in the morning. The baby laughed. Compound sentence. Compound sentences contain two independent clauses and are linked by a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions can include for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. For example, she brushes her teeth in the morning, so her teeth are nice and clean.
Okay, so your attention, this is a very important here point. So in order to form a compound sentence, which means a combination joining two simple sentences, two independent sentences together, there are some coordinators that we use, just like for or and, right? Nor, but, or, yet. So, right, these are words that, so whenever we see these words, that means that maybe there is, right, a compound sentence there.
Here, we can see the sentence without the coordinating conjunction. We have two independent clauses that each make sense on their own as separate sentences. Another example is, the baby laughed at the cartoon and he played with his toys. It's important to note that we use commas before the coordinating conjunction. Complex sentence. Complex sentences contain one independent clause and one or more subordinate clause. Subordinate clauses are linked by either a subordinating conjunction, for example, although, after, because, since, when, etc., or a relative pronoun, for example, who, which, that, and many more.
And many more. Right? Yes, this is for complex sentences, as we say. We join an independent clause, a complete sentence, together with, right, an dependent clause, or what we call a subordinate clause. Some of the words that we use in order to join between the two, we may use although, after, because, since, when. These are called subordinating conjunctions or subordinators. Or sometimes we may use a relative pronoun, just like who, which, that, in order to add some information to the idea. I met the person who, right, is managing or running this company, for instance.
Examples of complex sentences include: she brushes her teeth in the morning after waking up. As you can see, we have our independent clause, which can make sense on its own as a separate sentence, and then the dependent clause, which is after waking up. This wouldn't make sense on its own as a sentence. The baby laughed because the cartoon was funny. I can't wait to meet everyone at the reunion dinner, which is tomorrow. The last example shows you a relative clause with a relative pronoun, which. It is important to note that we use commas when the dependent clause comes first, but if the sentence begins with the independent clause followed by the dependent, then we don't use a comma. Compound complex sentence. Compound complex sentences contain two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clause that is linked with a coordinating conjunction. For example, I woke up in the morning and I brushed my teeth even though everyone else was sleeping. Here we can see the independent clauses and the dependent clause.
Okay, great. Let's move on. Right. Yes. Very nice. Good. Okay. So in this presentation, the last presentation, right, Omar, what is new? Right. How many type of sentences were discussed?
4.
4. Very good. Here we presented, right? We talked about 3 basic sentences. So what is the new for the fourth one, right?
Compound complex.
Compound complex. Very simply, what is it? It's a combination of compound and complex sentence. When I say compound, it means 2 complete sentences. Plus what? Plus complex sentence. It means a dependent sentence, a sentence which is not complete. Example, I watched TV and I listen to music because I want to improve my English pronunciation. So we have here, I watch movies. This is sentence number 1. It's complete. And I listen to music. So this is a compound sentence. Because I want to improve my English, that makes it a compound complex sentence, right? Very good. Okay, so let's move to practice and see if you understand, the lesson very well. Our first task is gonna be this one, right? I'm going to share maybe a very simple one so that we can end up the class, right, a little bit earlier. And then I'm going to send you another homework. If you have time, you do it, and then you share it with me either on Zoom or WhatsApp. Okay, here we go. This is quiz from Cambridge, right? We have only 3 types of sentences here. We need to choose, right, from the options that we have, either simple sentence or compound or complex sentence. Let's start with number 1. We have here, confident people are usually happy.
Simple sentence.
What is that?
Simple sentence.
Simple. Very good. That's a very simple sentence because we have only one thought, one idea, and so on, right? Number 2, cheerful people. It means very happy people. often get jobs easily because they are usually pleasant co-workers, partners at work. Ah,
Complex sentence
very good. Why is it complex?
because it has one independent clause and one dependent one.
Great job, great. And what's the linking word that we use it? What's the subordinator that we use it?
Because.
Because, great, excellent job. Great, yeah, that's a complex sentence. Very nice. Now, next, number 3. My friend Jenny makes a bad first impression.
Simple sentence.
Very simple one. One idea, great, okay. Number 4. Jenny seems negative. It looks negative when she meets people for the first time.
Compound sentence.
Are you sure about that?
Uh,
When, because, so that, in order.
think compound.
Why compound? What's the linking word that we use it here?
There's Jenny seems negative. It's say finish the.
But here we have this, the beginning of the sentence, the second sentence or clause is when, my internet is not stable, when she meets people for the first time. Does it make sense when I say when she meets people for the well, because I like her to do this and this, right?
Oh yeah, complex.
That's complex, okay? So remember, because we have seen some words that we use with complex sentences. When you find because, although, when, so that, when you find such words, that's such subordinators are used to make complex sentences. Number 5, she has friends, but she does not always keep them for very long.
Complex.
Remember
Compound.
remember the linking words that we use to make compound or make complex sentences. When we have your but, let's take a look at this, right? All right. Let's see compound. Remember, if you have a compound sentence join into sentences, what are the words that we use, the linking words that we use? You can find and, for, nor, but, or, yet, so. Si vous avez trouvé great ces mots, right, these linking words, that means we are combining to, it's a compound sentence, right? Now, but if you have words just like as, because, since, after, although, these are subordinating connectors or subordinators. Or relative pronouns like who, that, which. All right? Remember, we have here when. So what do you think? She has friends, but she doesn't always keep.
Oh, compound.
It's compound, right? Okay? Compound. We have your buts, right? Right? Here, yet or but, right? It's a compound sentence, right? Next, number 6. Negative people usually don't get jobs easily, but Jenny found a good job.
Compound.
It's also compound here, right? The linking words used here is but. And negative people can be unreasonable, and they can be difficult to work with.
Compound.
Compound, yeah, we have 2 ideas, 2 independent clauses. Number 8. Negative people have many unpleasant characteristics, although they have good ones too.
Oh, complex.
Oh, complex. What is the subordinator that we use it here? Although, right? Although it expresses concessions, qu'on appelle la concession. يعني en français, même si وخرها كده, right? Even if or although they have great good ones too. Number 9, Jenny likes telling jokes and makes making people laugh. Pay attention here. Jenny likes this and this.
Complex. Compound.
Why is it compound? If we have
Oh,
compound sentence, that means there are two subjects.
complex.
Complex. What is the linking word that we use? Do we use and here just for complex sentences?
No.
Oh, so the last choice is a simple sentence. This is a very simple sentence, Omar. I like ice cream and apples and chocolates. ماشي إلا درنا and راه ça veut dire راه nous avons deux phrases. It's one simple sentence. All right, because we are just adding words, not phrases or sentences, right? Okay, and even if it's a phrase, we need to have two independent clauses so that we can talk about a compound sentence, right? So it's a very simple one. I can also say Jenny and Ahmed, two subjects, right? Jenny and Ahmed like apples and oranges. It is still a simple sentence, one idea, right? Number 10 and the last one before we call it a day. Jenny is a good worker because she has many positive characteristics.
Complex.
Very good. That's a complex sentence. You know, I would say that you understood, the lesson very well based on your performance. I'm going to assign you one more exercise together with the lesson summary. If you have time, you do it. If you don't have time, it's okay because I know that you have exams. So we can do it during this session next time as part of revision. But before we end up this session, I would like you to give me one simple example for each sentence. Simple sentence. Give me an example.
Ahmed eats apple.
All right, أحمد eats apples. أحمد يأكل التفاحة. سبحان الله، هذه من نهار كنا صغار في ما كاين شي مثال الأستاذ يأكل أحمد التفاحة. كان هالماكلة المغاربة عنا كاين شي قسوة هذاك، ما كاين شي مجمع هادشي بالك. All right, good. Now, compound sentence.
Ahmed eats apples and he eats pears.
Yeah, and his sister or anyone else, whatever. It's not necessary Ahmed again. And Jenny or Omar, is playing video games. Great. Okay, complex.
Ahmed eats apples and pears.
What is that? A complex.
Yeah, Ahmed eats apples and pears.
It's a simple sentence, Omar. You need to add things like because, so that, a dependence clause together with the independent one. You can answer my question. Why do you take online classes in English? If you answer this question, you are gonna give me, complex sentence.
Classes in English because I want to learn more about English.
I want to learn, improve more, my English language, or I want to keep up my English, لو انه واخا عندك انجليزيه مزيانه راهي لا ما كتهضرش انجليزيه يوميا راه غتنسالك العربيه الا ما كتهضرهاش every day you will forget about it. My Arabic language is not my native language, my mother tongue, by the way, is Berber. تمازيرت هي اللغة الأم ديالي، ولكن وليت كنساها. علاش؟ لأن كنهضر بالعربية بزاف. لي زامي call my colleagues, everyone is speaking دارجة, so بالتالي I found some troubles with Amazigh language, with my language, which is Berber. بالتالي اللغة ديالي اللي هي تمازيرت كتنسى ليا, وكنقز العربية لأن كنستعمل العربية بزاف ولا English. Very good. Okay, so I think it's the last example is compound complex. Yes, two complete sentences together with something like because or whatever dependence clause.
What'd you say?
The last example, compound complex, which is two complete sentences together with dependence clause because. I do this and I do this because or in order to or whatever.
Uh, Ahmed eats apples and he eats pears because he likes them. Oh no, that's
And that's what. All right, that's correct. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine, right? But the question of apples, great. Really makes it. All right, yeah. Okay, one more sentence apart from eating apples, great.
complex.
Compound complex.
Compound complex.
Lamem, yes, the same. But to just change Hamed and change apples. Think about something different.
No. Uh, uh, I went to the cinema and I watched the film because my mom gave me money.
Oh, right, because they have some money, great, enough money to do that, right? Nice, very good. That's a complex sentence, great. That's really interesting. All right, is it clear? Do you have any question regarding the lesson? Is there something that you didn't understand to explain more?
No.
Okay, great. So I think it's time to call it a day. I hope that you learned the lesson very well. I'm gonna send you homework. As I said, if you have time, you do it. If you don't, we'll do it next time during during the class. Okay, pass my regards to everyone and see you next time, inshallah. All the best and goodbye.
Goodbye.